Right. Hey everyone. Oop, finger. How are you? It's Pat up here at the 2.0 version of Ground Zero Salem. We've been here for a year, and almost immediately after I unpacked, people are asking for a room tour. It's taken me a little while to get things really how I want them, and it's still not perfect. As you can see, there's some records on the ground there, but I have enough stuff filed away where I don't look like too much of a slob, and things are arranged almost how I want them. We're at like 85–90% good with that, so I thought I'd give everybody a little walk around the old record room. So this is our bonus room. It's a pretty decent sized room above our attached garage. So it's pretty nice. It's way bigger than the old space. There's no worry of mold. The old space was in a basement and occasionally leaked, which was terrifying. I had to run a dehumidifier down there. There's a lot of stuff to worry about. This is much better. We split this, Amanda and I. I'm going to not really show off Amanda's stuff because it's hers, not mine. There's one space of hers that's kind of part of the whole flow here, which I'll mention. Starting with this TV, old Brucey Bruce right there. This is a CRT. It's a Sony Trinitron. I've got a Sony DVD VCR combo. Got an NES that's still functioning, GameCube, Genesis, and then a whole bunch of controllers down there. This is just a nice like retro gaming station / place to watch VHS tapes, as well as, you know, DVDs in there as well. So that's cool, that's fun. Got this nice lazy boy chair, kind of kick back and relax. It's nice. And also a mini chair for the little guy when we're playing video games. Over here, got the books. Grim Reaper Beanie Baby. You know, it's important. Mostly music-related stuff. I've got like some graphic novels in there too. Fiction books I have scattered out throughout the house. There's a few on there as well. Giant Venom tapestry. Got that from Necroharmonic. Some Uncle Sam related rock flags. I Want You for the Rock and Roll Army. And of course, Suicidal. This is my stereo setup. I've talked about it before, and I will talk about it again because I want to respond to Kellen's video about audiophiles. Simon also did a really good response on explosive action. So I wanted to talk about that, but I'm not going to talk about the specific components and all that stuff until I do that response video. However, I'll walk you around it. Just a little nooks and crannies here. This is more or less like a on deck, new acquisitions, got to listen to these cassette pile. Some random cassettes without cases. 10 inches. Wretched box set, Italian hardcore, Crucial. Some random stuff. This is stuff for cleaning various parts of the stereo. We have a lot of box sets and stuff here. Random remotes. You know, Sisters of Mercy box set. There's the Swedish death metal compilation, which is great. We got this is a Doom tape box set. I'm gonna pull all these out. There's a Alice in Chains one over there. I think this is Morpheus Descends. You know, stuff that doesn't really fit anywhere else. This shelf is brilliant for that. It's an older IKEA shelf that I've had for, man, over 10 years. It's held up really well, but it's great to fit random stuff in there. Like I said, I'll talk about the ins and outs of the stereo in a little bit. Next update. This is like a now playing shelf. We're listening to Hellshock right now. This new Hellshock LP is awesome. Definitely an end-of-the-year one for me. This is a little bit cluttered. This is only supposed to be like a handful of 7-inches I threw up here, but I've bought so many lately, they're all kind of crammed on there. That little St. Vitus plaque thing Devin Maze of Torment made me. It's just kind of holding them up there. You know, got some of the same stuff I had hanging up downstairs at the old place there. Then we've got some video games. This is mostly NES. Little lamp there. Got some GameCube games at the bottom. All this is the wife's. It's a little gaming area. And then this is the end of my collection. And I'll get into the ins and outs of like what's in the collection and how it flows in a minute. More 7-inches up there, LPs. I just kind of stacked this box on the side because I had the realization that it's much easier to pull out LPs and show them when I'm making a video, to have that as opposed to like on the floor next to me or trying to balance them in my lap. We got the chair. It's my old battle vest on there. I don't really wear that super often. Next to the monitor, you got a magazine stand and a foam roller. It's assorted magazines from over the years. Kind of nice to have those, you know. It's like almost like from a salon or something. I skipped over this for some reason, so I'm doing an editing bay, throwing this in there kind of thing. Wanted to mention this. Over the years, I've acquired a lot of Caligari and head split releases, and this is all that stuff. All cassette label stuff that I acquired over the years. There's also some stuff from the now defunct Detest Records, which I really liked a lot. Helped kind of kick off like sort of the OSDM, like grimy Swedish revival stuff a bunch. A lot of good bands like Miasma and all that, and then some Teutonic Satan stuff right there. So yeah, there's cassettes. Cool. Then we've got the epicenter here, the brain, if you will. 2 monitors. I don't really need 2 monitors, but I wanted to feel fancy. Got the light and the mic, Blue Yeti mic. Pretty entry level, but it gets the job done. That is my camera. That's how that's set up, in case you were wondering. That's how the magic happens. That's where the magic happens. Then, down here we got CDs. My guitar. I don't know if you knew this. I upload under another name, a pseudonym. It's Kevin Frizzard. I'm a shredder. I'm shredded. Just kidding, I'm terrible. I got these cool lamps that are also bookshelves. So this is where I have like a lot of fantasy novels and graphic novels and stuff like that. Got the, you know, important gods of music flags there. We got assorted movies. Again, I'll get into how the collection's arranged front to back in a minute. This is just kind of the end of the hallway here. I have things really packed in there. I like that kind of cozy effect from it. There's nothing too much down here, down this door, through this door. It's just back stairs, and then there's the hallway going into the bedrooms that way. More CDs. Maybe I'll turn that light off so you're not blinded. This is cool. Before I turn this off, there's you notice like I have these cool kind of like different colors behind me. If you're going to be making YouTube videos, no matter how big or small you are, lighting up the background with LEDs is always a nice thing. These are pretty cool, you know, change colors and all that. Turn that off for now, just so we can see a little bit better, I think. So we've got more CDs, assorted toys and stuff. My son was really obsessed with mimics from Dungeons and Dragons like a year or 2 ago and got me several for Christmas. There's a gig I went to in Nottingham, UK. When was that? 2001. DS13 and ETA, great tour. Voorhees played, awesome. Assorted posters and stuff. Great Speedwolf Magic Circle show. Jake the Snake. I don't know why I chose to display Lair the White Worm, but it's a great movie. Another one of those bookshelf kind of deals there. I thought it would be cool to display my incomplete Red Dwarf tapes. It's like not even a full season of any particular season, I don't think, but they look nice there. Some Black Sabbath VHSs. DVDs are here. All right, so what should I start with? Well, let's talk about tapes. Another from the editor chair thing. Another thing that I've just kind of glazed over, which is ridiculous considering how much money I've spent on this crap lately. A lot of bootlegs. I've been buying up a bunch. As I get older, the more and more I like them. I'm going to be doing an update talking about them pretty soon. Probably the next one that I do after the audiophile one that I mentioned. So these tapes down this way are all boots. A through O. We got Acid through Obituary. So it's mostly live stuff, but there's also some like demo repro kind of things. Unofficial, you know, demo dub kind of deals. Yeah. Das Bootleg stuff. Von Frost. This guy on eBay, Vindictive Tormentor, makes a lot of really, really good ones. A few ones that I picked up like at a metal music flea market that I went to with Jason Hook. So just alphabetically, got a bunch of good Sepultura stuff there. Whole bunch of Slayer, Stalin, Upside Down 45 Grave. Let's make that correct. It's like a Wiccan pentacle. Can't have that. There you go. So mostly metal, but as you can see, there's a bunch of punk stuff and hardcore in there too. The tapes start here. These are like pre-pack shelves. They get the job done. I'd eventually like to get into the garage and get into some woodworking. I do have a table saw. I just haven't busted it out yet. My garage is full of crap right now. But these are tapes. They're arranged by hardcore demos post the golden era of hardcore. So starting with like the mid-90s, just demo tapes. As long as I've been collecting hardcore demos, which has been quite a while. So it goes through those all the way down to there. Then we start getting into death metal post the golden era of death metal. Not just death metal, actually all metal. Mostly death metal out of this collection, though. There's some black metal, there's some traditional metal, but it's all stuff from the 2000s onwards. And it goes down like that. It's kind of cramped in here to film, so I'm sorry if the angles are weird. Got some Rat Fink bobbleheads, by the way. Got some Blessed Awful Awkward Packaging recordings. This cool hockey mask my friend Tom made for me. This artist from Syracuse. 100 Demons demo. Rudy Ray Moore. Dolomite bobblehead. Alright, so then you get into metal, newer metal, all the way down there. Then, if I can back up here, this is all classic stuff. I like to arrange my collection by how much, like, old school, classic, evergreen, whatever stuff. I don't know if all this could be considered evergreen or perfect, but it's all stuff from the 60s at the very earliest through the 90s. And every genre. You'll see Madonna next to, I don't know, what's Madonna next to? Let's see. Well, we got Cyndi Lauper right next to Landfill and Lawnmower Death on the other side. And then Madonna's next to Manitoba's Wild Kingdom with Master on the other side. So you get the idea. It's all different genres. It's all music. When it comes to classic stuff, I like it all together. That's just my thought on that. And then where we just came from is the runoff at the very end of that other cubby there. Just, you know, didn't have enough room, so that just goes on top there. Then CDs, I also have arranged not by any kind of genre. They're all alphabetical. The A's start here, and they go all the way down through the eyeball. He's wearing bunny ears now. All through here. We got F's through I there. And this is usually just like new arrival stuff. This is the most cleaned up this has been. You've probably caught this in the background while I'm filming. Cup of coffee there. Always got to have the cup of coffee. And it's usually just CDs to the very top of this, the entire surface. That's what I mean by finally I got some stuff filed away and I feel okay filming. Then I's through L's and then pretty much to the end there. As you can see, Then we've got VHS movies. Starting there. Going down there. All right. The LPs, I have a really convoluted, ridiculous way of arranging my LPs. Again, alphabetical, classic stuff. Actually, not even from a specific era. If they're a band that I like enough to have like more than 2 or 3 albums by, they go over here. And just by default, that's a lot of the classic stuff. You know, you'll find everything from a lot of Judas Priest, most of the Judas Priest 70s stuff, a lot of the 80s stuff, tons of Motorhead. You know, if you watch my channel, you get an idea of the stuff I like, you know. Plenty of classic hardcore bands. There's all the Agnostic Front stuff from the 80s in there. Misfits, you know. Pretty much going through to Death Rock, Bauhaus, you know. Anything that I own like a bunch of records by all goes in here. And it ends up being mostly, you know, classic stuff I've been into for a long time. But then I decided to start dividing it up. If it's a single LP I own, I decided to start breaking it into genres, which got really weird. So at the bottom, there's compilations. Starting, where are they? Yeah, compilations. There's a Killed by Death. Through to about here. Then I start getting into, okay, 80s hardcore, classic hardcore, a lot of American stuff, but I counted like some Finnish stuff in there. Japanese hardcore has its own section because it's its own beast, so that's over here. So there's American hardcore 80s, and then American hardcore, I'm sorry, just classic hardcore 80s, mostly American, and then hardcore, real deal hardcore punk, the faster, rawer kind. A lot of stuff that sounds like it's from the 80s, that was kind of rebirth stuff, like Tear It Up and stuff like that, is all from here on down to about there. Then you start getting into just some punk. There's a punk section that includes like 77 punk and oi and that kind of stuff. Stuff that's really anthemic and 3-chord, even some UK 82 stuff. There was some stuff I had trouble putting in one category or the other, like the Verukers, for instance. You know, they're kind of hardcore. They're kind of, you know, spiky, anthemic sort of as well. So that problem solved itself when I got more than one LP by them. So I filed it in Gen Pop with everything else. That's the way my brain works. I don't know. And then here, this shelf is like everything ranging from youth crew hardcore to like early metalcore from the 90s, NYHC, you know, tough guy stuff you can really mosh to is like this shelf right here. Then Japanese stuff. And then we start getting into various like thrash related genres. Let's see where I am. Yeah, so Angkor Wat. Yeah, so this is crossover. Got Angkor Wat, Beyond Possession, the first Cerebral Fix. I have a crust section too, and that's close. It's close to like maybe going in the crust section, but no. And then after that, we've got straight up thrash, not crossover, thrash metal. I love splitting hairs like any other metal fan. That carries over into here. Then here is sludge, doom, that kind of stuff. Anything slow, anything Sabbathy, anything like that. You know, not specifically one type of doom, but, you know, you got Hour 13 and you got Crowbar. You got Oak and Bone from Syracuse, underrated band. First Sleep record. You get the idea. Winter. So even some death doom there. Then you've got death metal, and that's pretty much all the way across there. Any single LPs that I have by a death metal band, I'll go there. Then we have what I'd consider like dirty punk stuff, which is D-Beat, crust, even power violence stuff I threw in there just because I didn't know where else to put it. You know, shit like that. The more punk side of grind would go right there. Not like Terrorizer. I'd probably put that in with death metal. I believe that's where I filed it because it's Earache and guys from Morbid Angel and all that. But The punker side of grind, that stuff goes here. Like, I think Phobia, the Phobia LP I have is in there. And let's see. And then towards the end, we have black metal. I don't have a ton of black metal. The black metal carries over here. Let's move this out of the way. So yeah, that's black metal. And then we've got Graven Image. So this is all like classic heavy metal after the black metal. And then it gets real weird because I don't have tons of records outside of, you know, loud yelly stuff. There's a lot of 70s hard rock, and that got kind of odd, and I might rearrange it because it ranges from everything to, as you can see, Flower Traveling Band, like this hard psych, Proto-Sabbath stuff. But I got a Doobie Brothers record in there too. I got Coven in there. It's all 70s rock, basically, because I'm not as well-versed in those genres as I am hardcore and metal and stuff. Cheap Trick next to the Colored Balls, Captain Beefheart, you know. Bulbous Creations in there. Ice Cross. So I like a lot of the proto-metal stuff, but it kind of just gets mixed in with like regular hard rock, King Crimson. You get the idea. Then, I'm trying to even remember how I have this arranged. Yeah. Sir Lord Baltimore. Uriah Heep. Wicked Lady. Okay, then we've got like singer-songwriter type stuff. I got Johnny Cash. I got Leonard Cohen. What even is this? It's that. Johnny Paycheck. Hank Williams. So yeah, kind of country kind of stuff. Singer-songwriter stuff. Ike and Tina Turner. Selector. That's like a lot of soul, reggae, that kind of shit. This is a Trojan Records best of. Then, after that, I have college rock, which, very general term that isn't even really used anymore. Kind of antiquated. College radio stations are still a thing, I think, but not like they used to be. So this is just like new wave kind of stuff from the 80s. Everything ranging from like the Cramps to Ian Dury there. Got Bell and Sebastian. That's a little later, but, you know, Fugazi, kind of like what alternative meant before alternative. There's a Go-Go's record in there. I think I just threw that in there because I didn't know where else to put it. Some kind of indie-leaning stuff in there as well. We got the Smiths, Stray Cats. Yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag. It's kind of almost just like saying other, you know. Then we got some kind of gothy death rock stuff in here, including some punk bands that are modern that more play like in the hardcore scene, but they have a kind of a death rock sound, like Blank Spell, who are, I think, from Philly. Christian Death. You know, you get the idea. Lords of the New Church. And then after that, if you can see there, that's all box sets. Sepultura box set, Motorhead box set, Disembowelment box set, Crypto Caballeros box set, etc. So that's my records. Again, this is the end of my tapes. This is the end of the CDs. Goes from here. This is S's through, that looks like Voivod down there, through V's. And then, this is the very end. There's compilations, and there's some of those, a bunch of those box sets. This is the wall that you see when you come up from the garage. Those of you who've watched the channel for a while might remember I did a lot of tape trades with this dude from Costa Rica named Mario. I have all the stuff I traded with him, or most of it, that he made me here. He always did a really nice job with like color covers and everything. So this is all just like stuff that I got from Mario. And that's not even all of it. There's a bunch more up there. And this is all compilations. Got some cool flyers over the doorway there. Those are all courtesy of Roy from Necroharmonic and Death Metal Podcast. Whenever I'd order stuff, he'd throw in these cool photocopied flyers, which is awesome. One or two more of those. Yeah, Michael Whalen, Sarah Thungal, / Elric Saga. Got that from a fantasy book. fantasy art book. Old Nine Shocks flyer, courtesy of Nate Wilson. I think what else is worth showing off there. Oh yeah, all these VHS tapes that I have on the walls as well. This is a lot of old school death metal demos and grind demos. Some of them are OG, which is cool to have. Those Engorged tapes are really cool. Mono Splat 7, remember them? Insanity. A few of these are repros, you know, like the Funebra isn't original or anything. And then mostly up in these racks hanging up, I have music-related stuff. So we've got the Hard and Heavy thrash metal special. We've got that SOD, Kill Yourself the movie. Ultimate Revenge 1 and 2. Danzig. You know, Metallica, Alien Sex Fiend, Death is Just the Beginning, whole bunch of Dio, whole bunch of Maiden, Testament, Nuclear Assault, that kind of stuff. Got more TV-related stuff here. I had the Red Dwarf on display behind me. This is the entire run of the Young Ones on VHS. All Jean-Claude Van Damme movies there. You know, Mr. Show, Venture Brothers. This is just all classics on cassette. Got Thin Lizzy, Ozzy, Tank, Overkill, and Napalm Death. I just had a ton of tapes by each, so I decided to put them all in that rack. The few Blu-rays that I own are right there. More VHS tapes. More VHS tapes. Assorted ephemera. Just little toys and stuff. It's a luchador bottle opener riding a four-wheeler for some reason. And I think that's about it. Oh yeah, and also wrestling stuff. These are all wrestling collections. Serious revisionist history from WWE, but there's some great matches. And more DVDs, or sorry, more VHSs here. Doomsday News, Crucial. Another State of Mind. Get that sympathetic look with Mike Ness. And I think that's about it. Yeah, that's the whole kit and caboodle. So pretty fun. Still got the eyeballs, which is nice. These are 7 inches up top. This is just like kind of general filed away stuff. This eyeball's wearing a wizard hat. The 7 inches over here are more like expensive or recently purchased. Like all the ones that are on deck are ones that I could throw on at any time and really enjoy. Stuff that I've been into for a while, or new and cool, like this Adderall 7 inches cool. This Adrenaline OD 7 inches a classic, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's why I have those there. And there's a toy hockey stick from a Casey Jones costume from Ninja Turtles. That's cool. That's not going to stay there now. Oh, there we go. There you go. That's the room. All right. So I look forward to hanging out with you and talking about records in it soon. Bye-bye.